The cryptocurrency market has seen a major crackdown on centralized exchanges from regulatory bodies such as the SEC and the CFTC here in the United States, but the focus may be shifting from centralized exchanges to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency miners. Now guys, we have an absolute hit piece by the state-funded propaganda media out there known as the New York Times, and it is absolutely disgusting in my opinion, and we're going to be going over it because it is one of the most biased pieces of literature that I've ever seen in my entire life and does nothing but destroy the value of Bitcoin and the reason behind mining Bitcoin. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. Let's get started. What's up everybody, I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2023 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day and we are growing our portfolios together. Now look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are getting at least 6 free stocks, up to 12 free stocks, and a $1 crypto trade is going to get you $5 in free crypto. If you guys want crypto exclusive exchanges where you can buy, sell, trade, short, leverage, all that good stuff, you get KuCoin and Binance down there. Now, KuCoin and Binance, they offer rewards for the more active traders. So the more you trade, the more you're going to earn. But please be aware, if you're holding on those exchanges, it's going to be considered a loan to those exchanges. If you want to make it your asset, you need to hold it on a cold storage or DeFi wallet in order to mitigate the risk of holding on that centralized exchange. Now, if you're looking at cryptocurrency news, a lot of what you see has to do with the SEC and the CFTC right now cracking down on centralized exchanges, Binance, KuCoin, Coinbase, etc. But we've seen a shift over the last couple of days towards cryptocurrency mining. This is both for businesses and retail investors that would like to mine cryptocurrency. And they are coming after it, and they are coming after it hard. Now listen to this biased hit piece that we have here, and know that I completely disagree with it. Now on one hand, yes, cryptocurrency mining takes a lot of electricity. On the other hand, it is electricity that is paid for. It is electricity that the majority of it, 58%, by independent statistics or independent auditors, 58.9, nearly 60%, is clean, renewable energy. Yet, the New York Times writes an absolute hit piece on this, and it deserves discussing because this is the direction that they are trying to sway mainstream into believing that cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, is a threat to the environment. It is a threat to sovereignty. It is a threat to national security and financial safety. It is a threat that must be destroyed. So often throughout history, not just cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, but think about it right now. Anytime the US government, or any government for that matter, wants to infringe on your rights and wants to infringe on you as a citizen, what do? They scare you into believing that it is for your own security. It is for your own safety. And I am telling you right now, it works. Because people are willing to give up liberty in pursuit of safety and security. If you can keep me safe, you can take my freedom. Now they know this, and this is what they're trying to do right now, is make you afraid, make you hate, make you despise Bitcoin. The real world costs of the digital race for Bitcoin. Bitcoin mines cash in on electricity by devouring it, selling it, and even turning it off. And they cause immense pollution. In many cases, the public pays the price. Texas was gasping for electricity during Winter Storm Uri, which knocked out power plants across the state, leaving tens of thousands of homes in an icy darkness. By the end of February 14th, 2021, nearly 40 people had died, some from the freezing cold. Meanwhile, in the husk of a one-time aluminum smelting plant, an hour outside of Austin, row upon row of computers were using enough electricity to power about 6,500 homes. And they raced to earn their Bitcoin. the world's largest cryptocurrency. The computers were performing trillions of calculations per second, hunting for an elusive combination of numbers that Bitcoin's algorithm would accept. About every 10 minutes, a computer somewhere guesses it correctly and earns roughly $170,000 worth of Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin mining, guys. Throwing that calculation out there, finally solving the block, and being rewarded to do so. Now in Texas, these computers kept running until just after midnight, when the state's power grid operator ordered them to be shut off. You know, thinking about it, they don't have to shut off, but they've signed an agreement. Because they are so nimble, because they are able and so efficient that you can turn them off and turn them right back on when you want, they've signed an agreement with the state's power grid, saying that in the event of an emergency, they will shut off their operations. But if and only if, like any contract, because the utility company has a contractual obligation to provide power, like any breach of contract, they must be paid for when damages arise. If they are forced to shut off, they are willing to do so, but they will be paid damages. Now, BitDeer, this company shut off operations in order to lessen the stress on the grid. And they were paid $175,000 an hour in order to do so. Now that might seem like a lot, right? But imagine, just minutes ago, we read that Bitcoin miners solve a block every 10 minutes. And every 10 minutes, they're awarded $170,000. So let's think about this. The electricity that they are paying for originally, the electricity that is owed to them by the utility companies, they are making $175,000 an hour now, as opposed to every potential 10 minutes. Now, this is a drastic reduction, but they are willing to do so in order to help out the electricity consumption across the state. Now, the New York Times is identified 34 large-scale operations, and they go through and list each one of these. And yes, each one of these large-scale Bitcoin operations uses the electricity of 30,000 homes that surround them, but they are power plants. These are businesses, and they dwarf in size compared to hospitals, compared to banks, compared to manufacturing facilities that line the United States. But the New York Times has no problem with them. Why? Well, because they can't shut off. There's nothing that a hospital can do. There's nothing a hospital can do about its electricity consumption. There's nothing a manufacturing plant can do about its electricity consumption. But when it comes to mining Bitcoin, there's an agenda to make you hate crypto. It's bad when Bitcoin uses electricity, but it's great when a manufacturing plant uses electricity. Now, it's as if another New York City's worth of residents are now drawing on the nation's power supply, the New York Times found. Wow, over the last decade and a half, a business has arose. An industry has arose that uses power, that pays for the power, and returns the power when required to do so. Crazy, man, to think how much of a hit piece the New York Times is writing right now, unless it had one intention and one intention only: to make you hate Bitcoin. The additional power that Bitcoin miners use across the country also produces as much carbon pollution as adding 3.5 million gas-powered vehicles to America's roads. Wow, that's crazy. I wish we had something to compare that to. How much do manufacturing plants cost? How much do the households? Remember, it's only the size of New York. How much carbon emission do the rest of America produce? Because New York is small in comparison to the rest of the entire United States. They can put this in as biased terms, as much biased terms as they want, and tell you that Bitcoin operators are killing people during freak storms that happen in Texas, like this right here. And it's ridiculous. Ironically, when people are paying the most for their power or losing it altogether, the miners are making money selling back electricity to Texans at a rate of 100 times what they paid for it. Because the utility companies are charging 100 times what they paid for it. Now, this here is an example of extreme exaggeration, okay? In an event where the Bitcoin miners had to shut down, it's because all of the power companies in Texas were shut down. And the electricity price that they were charging their consumers was so obscenely high. People had thousands of dollars worth of electricity bills just by turning their lights on for one night. Should we be disgusted at the Bitcoin miners who were willing to provide that electricity back to consumers? Or disgusted by the utility companies that were literally gouging and just loan sharking consumers who were just trying to heat their homes during a massive, massive storm? You know, you can blame and point fingers anywhere you want. And I want to end with this one right here. I gotta find the quote wherever it's at. You know, I went down. I forget where the quote's at now. The quote said, if you care at all about global warming, if you care at all about environmental safety, you will shut down Bitcoin mining. And that to me is absolutely, I mean, that's biased to begin with, but it's a disgusting statement because it makes no sense. And yes, like I say, these Bitcoin miners, they use a lot of electricity that they help generate, electricity that they pay for, and electricity that they only run and operate when their business is profitable. If we can't run a business here in the United States, well, like the New York Times said earlier, maybe we should follow in China's footsteps. Go full communism and do whatever the government says to do. To me, it sounds like a putrid idea. To me, it sounds like there's a lot of sellouts out there working for these media companies. To me, there's literally no other word to describe it other than disgusting. The people that wrote this article, disgusting. The people that believe this article, you have to look at both sides. You have to understand. And then you have to make a decision. But writing such a biased hit piece is disgusting. I want to know what you guys think. Down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. And of course, if that button right there is still red, make sure to click it. Subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. You guys got Claybro883 everywhere. 6 to 12 free stocks on Webull, KuCoin, and Binance, free Discord. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.